Pisces, if you clicked on this video, it is because the universe is forcing you to see the truth. They are coming back, and they are deeply regretting every single way they hurt you in the past. But here is the twist they don't want you to know, yet they aren't just returning to offer a simple apology. They are returning because they are completely obsessed, and the power dynamic has entirely flipped in your favor. You thought you lost them, but they are the ones losing their mind without you this August. Before we dive into this profound shift, tell me in the comments where you are watching from, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a fellow Pisces who needs this hope. Let's get into it, Pisces. Do not scroll past this video, and do not let your mind trick you into thinking this is just another random reading. You were meant to hear this exact message at this exact moment, and the fact that you are here right now is not a coincidence. The algorithm did not just blindly place this in your feed. Your higher self, your intuition, and the spiritual guides surrounding you actively pulled you here because a massive energetic shift is occurring in your love life. There is a profound urgency to this message because the window of opportunity is opening right now in this August 2026 energy, and you need to be fully awake and receptive to what is about to unfold. I need you to pay very close attention to your physical body right now as I speak these words, because your body has already been reacting to this incoming energy shift before your conscious mind even understood what was happening. You have been feeling this strange, unexplainable flutter in your chest, sudden tightness that comes and goes without any logical reason. You have been dealing with this deep, underlying restlessness, feeling like you are waiting for something monumental to happen, but unable to pinpoint exactly what it is. This physical tension has been manifesting in the way you constantly check your phone, almost as if your spirit knows a message is coming even if your logical mind tries to dismiss it. You have been waking up unusually early, perhaps around 3 or 4 in the morning, with your mind suddenly racing and your emotions feeling incredibly raw and sensitive. This unusual emotional sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your energetic body expanding and preparing to receive a frequency of love and reconciliation that you have been starved of for far too long. But this physical confirmation is only the beginning, because your subconscious mind and your dream state have been working overtime to process this massive shift. You have been having these vivid, lingering dreams about this specific person, dreams where the dynamic is completely different from how it ended in the waking world. In these dreams, you see them looking at you with a deep, almost desperate clarity, and you can feel the unspoken words they are finally ready to say. These dreams are often followed by sudden, intrusive flashes of memory during your waking hours, where you randomly recall a specific moment of connection, look they gave you, or a promise they made that you thought they had forgotten. You have been noticing intense synchronicities, seeing their name, their birth date, or repeating numbers like 1111 or 222 popping up everywhere you look. These are not just random mental pings. They are direct intuitive nudges confirming that their energy is circling back to you, heavily and persistently. I know that despite all these signs, your conscious mind has been holding onto the heavy pain of how they treated you in the past. I know you have felt completely unvalued, exhausted from waiting, and deeply confused about why someone who seemed to care so much could suddenly pull away and cause you so much hurt. You have felt like you gave entirely too much of your beautiful, deep Pisces heart to someone who did not know how to hold it, and that disappointment has left you feeling guarded and hesitant to hope. But I need you to understand a crucial shift in perspective right now, because while you have been healing and processing that pain, they have been completely unraveling in their own internal world. This person is currently going through a profound emotional reckoning, and the regret they are feeling is no longer just a fleeting thought. It is a heavy, suffocating realization that is keeping them awake at night. They are finally seeing the reality of what they lost, and the silence between you is no longer bringing them peace. It is bringing them absolute misery. They are realizing that every attempt they made to move on has failed, and that no one else compares to the deep soul-level connection they shared with you. They are remembering your kindness, your patience, and the way you loved them, and it is hitting them like a wave of regret that they took that for granted. They are preparing to say things to you that they were too emotionally immature or afraid to say in the past, and they are actively trying to figure out how to approach you without scaring you away. However, I cannot just give you the final outcome or tell you exactly how they are going to reach out just yet, because you need the full context of this energy to truly understand the magnitude of what is coming. If I just told you they are returning, you might not realize the depth of the transformation they have undergone, and you might not know how to properly receive them when they finally do. You need to understand the spiritual timing and the internal work that had to happen first, so that when this moment arrives, you do not let your old fears distort the new reality. Let us go much deeper into the exact nature of their regret, because I need you to understand that this is not just a simple, fleeting feeling of missing you. It is a profound, almost painful awakening to the absolute magnitude of their mistake. When they look at their life right now in this August 2026 energy, they see a glaring, undeniable void where your light used to be. They are realizing that the freedom they thought they wanted by pulling away, by creating distance, or by causing you pain, was actually a complete illusion. The grass they thought was greener on the other side has turned to ash, and they are suffocating in the heavy silence you left behind. This is where the first major emotional shift happens in their internal world, because for so long, they operated from a place of ego, thinking they had the upper hand in your dynamic. They thought they could control the pace, the distance, and the emotional depth of your connection without any consequences. But the universe has a very specific way of humbling those who try to play games with a deeply intuitive, deeply feeling soul like yours. Their ego has completely shattered over these past few months, and what is left is a raw, unfiltered version of them that is finally looking at the truth without any defensive barriers to hide behind. They are remembering the specific, intricate ways you loved them, the little things you did that made them feel seen and understood in a way no one else ever has. And this memory is bringing them to their knees emotionally. They are replaying past conversations in their head at 3 in the morning, analyzing their own toxic patterns, and feeling a deep visceral shame for how they mishandled your beautiful heart. They know they hurt you, they know they took your patience for granted, and that knowledge is eating them alive from the inside out. Now, we must address the illusion that has been causing you the most pain, the thing that has kept you up at night wondering what went wrong. You have likely seen them acting indifferent, maybe even posting things on social media that suggest they are perfectly fine, thriving, or completely moved on. You watch them seemingly breeze through life while you were left in the shadows, picking up the pieces of your broken heart and trying to make sense of the wreckage. But I need you to hear this with absolute clarity. That was a performance. It was a massive, exhausting facade designed to protect their fragile ego and convince themselves that they made the right choice. Behind closed doors, when the screens are turned off and the distractions finally fade, they are falling apart. The emotional turn here is realizing that their so-called moving on was actually desperate, frantic attempt to outrun their overwhelming feelings for you. Every time they tried to replace you, every time they tried to distract themselves with new people, new environments, or new hobbies, your energy was the only thing they truly craved. They are completely obsessed with the memory of you, and the realization that they cannot escape you is driving them absolutely crazy. They are realizing that no one else possesses your depth, your empathy, or your unique ability to understand their unspoken words and hidden fears. They are comparing everyone else to you, and everyone else is failing miserably. This realization has triggered a deep sense of panic within them, because they finally understand that they let go of a once-in-a-lifetime, soul-level connection. The regret is no longer just a passive, lingering feeling. It has transformed into an active, burning desire to fix what they broke and win back the only person who truly mattered. This brings us to the spiritual mechanics of what is happening right now between the two of you. You see, as a Pisces, your energy is deeply, inextricably intertwined with theirs on a soul level. Even when they pulled away physically, even when the communication stopped, the energetic cord between you two was never truly severed. In fact, your period of silence, your conscious decision to step back and focus on your own healing, actually amplified that cord to an almost magnetic degree. By withdrawing your energy and refusing to chase them, you created a massive energetic vacuum that they are now desperately trying to fill. Your silence spoke so much louder than your words ever could. It forced them to sit alone with the consequences of their actions. They fully expected you to wait around indefinitely, to keep your heart open and available no matter how poorly they treated you or how much they took you for granted. But when you finally started to pull your energy back, When you started to choose yourself and honor your own worth, it sent a massive shockwave through their spirit. That shockwave is the exact catalyst that is now propelling them back toward you. They are feeling the shift in your aura from a distance. They can sense that you are no longer the same person who accepted their breadcrumbs and settled for bare minimum effort. You have evolved, you have leveled up, and your energy is vibrating at a frequency of self-worth that they find incredibly, undeniably magnetic. They are drawn to this new empowered version of you, but they are also terrified that they have waited too long, that they have pushed you too far away, and that you might no longer want them in your life. This fear is what is driving their current sense of urgency. They know they need to act, and they know they need to act soon before you completely close the door. But before I reveal exactly how they are going to reach out and what they are going to say, we need to pause and prepare your energy. Because if you receive this incoming energy from a place of unhealed trauma or defensive fear, you will accidentally push them away again, or worse, you will accept less than you truly deserve. This is why I need you to take a deep breath right now and ground yourself in this present moment. Before we cross the threshold into the actual reveal of their return, I want to invite you to truly anchor yourself in this community. If you are feeling the truth of these words in your soul, if you feel that physical shift in your chest that I mentioned earlier, I want you to officially claim this space. Subscribe to Trusted Tarot, not just as a channel, but as your spiritual sanctuary and a place of daily guidance. We are building a community of awakened souls who refuse to settle for anything less than divine reciprocal love, and your presence here matters deeply. By subscribing, you are signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive the high vibrational love that is coming your way. You are aligning yourself with a frequency of hope, anticipation, and divine timing. So take a second, hit that subscribe button, and let us lock in this beautiful energy together before we uncover the exact nature of their return. The moment you have been waiting for, the shift you have been sensing in your bones, is no longer a distant possibility. It is an imminent, unfolding reality. The universe has been quietly orchestrating this reunion, aligning the stars, the circumstances, and the internal landscapes of both of your souls so that this next interaction is not just a repeat of past mistakes, but a genuine transformative breakthrough. The tension you have been feeling is the pressure building right before the dam breaks, and I need you to prepare yourself, because what is coming is going to change everything. This is not going to be a casual, surface-level check-inches do not expect a simple harmless text asking how you are or a vague meme sent to test the waters. The energy surrounding this person is far too heavy, far too saturated with regret for anything that trivial. What is coming is a confession. It is a breaking of the silence that carries the absolute weight of all their realized mistakes. They are going to reach out to you, likely through a message or a call that comes entirely out of the blue. Perhaps late at night or in the quiet, vulnerable hours of the early morning when their ego is asleep and their true heart is finally speaking. When they do reach out, the words they choose will shock you with their raw honesty. They are going to apologize, but not in the defensive, half-hearted way they might have in the past. This will be a deep, unfiltered admission of their failures. They are going to confess that they were wrong, that they were terrified of the depth of their own feelings, and that walking away from you was the most profound regret of their life. They may even reference a specific, intimate memory or a shared moment that only the two of you understand, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that their subconscious has been just as active and obsessed with you as yours has been with them. But here is where you must be incredibly, fiercely careful, Pisces. This is the most critical emotional turn in your entire journey with this person. When this message finally arrives, your immediate, instinctual reaction might be to build a fortress around your heart, your mind. Conditioned by past disappointment and the sharp pain of their previous actions, will try to protect you by assuming this is just another game. Your trauma will whisper that this is a temporary lapse in their judgment, a fleeting moment of loneliness that will vanish as soon as you give them the attention they crave. This is your sacred warning. Do not let your old pain distort this new message. I am not telling you to drop your boundaries, to ignore your intuition, or to blindly trust them without consistent, tangible proof of their change. What I am telling you is to pause. When you see their name light up your screen, do not react from a place of defensive anger or cold retaliation. Take a deep, grounding breath, read their words slowly. Receive this communication clearly. observing it with the detached, wise curiosity of your higher self, rather than the wounded reactivity of your past self. If you respond with immediate hostility or icy indifference, you might inadvertently trigger their deep-seated shame. Remember, they are already feeling incredibly vulnerable and exposed. If they sense that the door is permanently slammed in their face, their ego might panic, causing them to retreat back into their protective shell just when they were finally ready to be truly open with you. You do not want to punish them into silence. You want to hold the space for their genuine accountability. You must realize that the power dynamic has completely, irrevocably flipped. You are no longer the one waiting by the phone, analyzing every word and begging for crumbs of affection. You are the one who gets to decide the pace, the tone, and the terms of this reconnection. They are chasing you now, are the ones seeking your validation, your forgiveness, and your radiant presence. Let that profound truth sink into your spirit. You have survived the storm of their absence, and in doing so, you have become the prize they are desperately trying to win back. This incoming communication is not a random event. It is the direct result of the divine timing that has been ripening between you two. The universe operates on perfect sacred schedules, not human impatience. The silence that existed between you was not a punishment. It was a necessary incubation period. It was the dark soil in which both of you had to plant your seeds of individual growth. They had to experience the absolute void of your absence to understand the true value of your presence. And you had to experience the pain of their departure to remember your own unshakable worth and to stop settling for anything less than the devotion you deserve. Now, that period of incubation is ending. The energetic window is opening wide in this late August 2026 timeline, and the harvest of all that silent, internal work is finally ready to be gathered. The universe is giving them the courage they previously lacked, and it is giving you the clarity you previously needed. This is why the synchronicities have been so intense, why your dreams have been so vivid, and why your body has been humming with this strange, anticipatory electricity. Everything is aligning for this exact moment of truth. As you stand on the precipice of this reunion, I want you to release the heavy burden of needing to know exactly how the conversation will go. You do not need to script their apology or rehearse your response. Your only job right now is to remain open, grounded, and fiercely protective of your own peace. Trust that your intuition, which has never steered you wrong, will guide your fingers when it is time to type your reply. Trust that the version of you that has survived this heartbreak is more than capable of handling whatever they bring to the table. You have carried the weight of this uncertainty for long enough. It is time to set it down. It is time to allow yourself to feel the hope that has been quietly blooming in your chest, even when you tried to suppress it. The love you have been longing for is not a fantasy. It is actively making its way back to you, transformed, humbled, and ready to meet you at the level of depth you have always deserved. Let us walk through the exact moment this reconnection unfolds, because your spirit needs to know what to expect so that you are not caught off guard by the intensity of it. When their name finally illuminates your screen, it will not be a casual, low-effort greeting. It will not be a simple, hey, or a reactive emoji designed to bait you into a conversation. The energy they are carrying is far too heavy, far too saturated with the weight of their own realization for anything that's superficial. What you will receive is a message that feels like a dam breaking. It will likely be a longer text, perhaps sent late at night or in the quiet, vulnerable hours of the early morning, when their defenses are completely down and their true heart is finally in control. They will confess that they have been thinking about you constantly. They will admit that the distance they created has been nothing short of agonizing, and they will reference a specific, intimate detail or a shared memory that only the two of you understand. This specific detail is the universe's way of proving to you that this is not a generic outreach. This is a targeted, soul-driven confession meant only for your eyes. But here is the most crucial emotional turn in your entire journey. The moment where your past and your future collide. In the past, when they showed you even a fraction of this kind of attention, your natural Pisces instinct would have been to reply instantly. You would have flooded them with relief, forgiveness, and warmth, eager to soothe their discomfort and restore the connection at any cost. You would have made it easy for them to slip right back into your life without having to truly earn their way back inches this time. Everything is different. This time, you pause. When you see that message, you will feel the familiar flutter in your chest, but it will no longer be the flutter of anxious panic. It will be the flutter of profound, quiet power. You will read their words, and instead of immediately typing response, you will set your phone down, you will let the silence sit. You will allow them to experience the very same waiting, the very same uncertainty that they forced you to endure. This is not about playing games or being vindictive. This is about honoring your own healing. You are realizing, in real time, that your peace is infinitely more valuable than their sudden comfort. This deliberate pause will terrify them in the absolute best way possible. It will send a shockwave through their system, showing them beyond a shadow of a doubt that you have evolved. You are no longer the safety net they could casually fall back on whenever they felt lonely or when their other distractions failed them. You are a sovereign being with unshakable standards, and they are suddenly faced with the reality that access to your beautiful heart is now a privilege, not a guarantee. As the conversation eventually unfolds, they will likely try to explain exactly why they pulled away in the first place. They might blame their own fear of intimacy, past unresolved trauma, or a deep-seated feeling of unworthiness in the face of your radiant light. And as a deeply empathetic Pisces, your heart will naturally ache for them. Your instinct will be to heal them, to reassure them, to say, "It is okay, I understand, I can help you through this." But you must resist the ancient urge to mother them or fix their wounds for them. This is your boundary in action. You can offer them empathy. You can acknowledge their vulnerability. But you cannot offer them a free pass. You require consistent, tangible action, not just beautiful, poetic words. You are no longer listening to what they say. You are watching how they show up. You are observing their energy, their patience, and their willingness to sit with the discomfort of rebuilding trust from the ground up. The universe is currently testing their resolve, and the spiritual signs are overwhelmingly clear that they are ready to pass this test. They are not here for a fleeting week of validation or a temporary ego boost. They are here to stay, and they are willing to do the heavy, unglamorous lifting required to prove it. You might notice them making grander, more deliberate gestures. They might reach out to mutual friends to gently inquire about your well-being, or they might coincidentally find reasons to be in your physical vicinity. The digital realm is no longer enough for them. They are craving your actual tangible presence. As this dynamic shifts, your somatic signs will likely peak. You may feel a sudden, unexpected wave of warmth wash over your body, or a profound release of tension in your shoulders and jaw that you didn't even realize you were holding. You might find yourself taking a deep, knowing sigh, as if your nervous system is finally receiving the memo that the cycle of anxiety is breaking. Your body recognizes safety. Your body recognizes that the storm is passing and that you are standing firmly on solid ground. You are stepping fully into your sovereign power. You are the deep, boundless ocean, and they are finally learning how to respect your tides. You do not chase, you do not beg, and you do not shrink yourself to make them feel comfortable. You simply exist in your truth, and right now, your gravitational pull is absolutely undeniable. They are orbiting you, drawn in by the very light they once tried to walk away from, realizing too late that it is the only light they ever truly wanted to be. Inches I need you to take a deep, grounding breath right now, because we are about to touch the very core of the exhaustion you have been carrying. I know how heavy this journey has been for you. I know the sheer, bone-deep fatigue of sitting in the waiting room of someone else's indecision. For months, perhaps even years, you have been holding on to a fragile hope, analyzing every breadcrumb, every mixed signal, and every moment of sudden warmth followed by icy withdrawal. You have cried tears that no one else saw, questioning your own sanity, wondering if you imagined the depth of the connection you shared, or if you were simply foolish enough to believe in a love that was never really there. As a Pisces, your heart is an ocean, vast, deep, and endlessly compassionate. But the deepest wound you have carried is the insidious, quiet belief that you are simply too much. You have been made to feel that your emotional depth is a burden, that your need for genuine connection is a flaw, and that your intuition is just you overthinking or being too sensitive. You have gaslit yourself into silence, shrinking your beautiful, expansive spirit to fit into the tiny, confined box they were willing to offer you. But I need you to hear this truth, and I need you to let it echo in your soul. You were never too much. They were simply too small to hold your ocean. This brings us to the most critical warning of this entire reading, a nuanced layer of guidance you must carry with you as they step back into your orbit. The danger right now is not that they are coming back with malicious intent. The danger is that the moment they show you the love and attention you have been starving for, your old trauma responses will try to hijack the situation. Your nervous system, so accustomed to fighting for scraps, might instinctively want to abandon your newly established boundaries just to keep them comfortable. You might feel the urge to immediately forgive everything, to sweep the past under the rug, and to make it easy for them to slip back into your life without having to truly earn their way back inches. You must resist this ancient, self-sabotaging reflex. Do not shrink back into the box they once put you in. As if you drop your standards the moment they show a flicker of effort, you will teach them that your boundaries are negotiable, and the cycle of pain will inevitably repeat. You are not being cold or vindictive by holding your ground, you are being fiercely protective of your own peace. You are teaching them, through your consistent actions, that access to your heart is a sacred privilege that must be maintained through unwavering respect, transparency, and emotional maturity. You might be wondering, with every fiber of your being, why this is happening now. Why, after all this silence, after all this apparent indifference, is the universe suddenly orchestrating this massive return in this specific window of August 2026? The answer lies in the sacred, unalterable laws of divine timing. The universe does not operate on human impatience, and it does not rush a process that requires deep, fundamental transformation. The silence that existed between you was not a punishment, nor was it a sign of permanent abandonment. It was a necessary, sacred incubation period. Just as a seed must sit in the dark, damp earth before it can break through the surface and reach for the sun, both of your souls required this period of isolation to undergo a profound internal metamorphosis. They had to experience the absolute, crushing void of your absence to finally understand the true, irreplaceable value of your presence. They had to hit their own emotional rock bottom, stripped of their ego and their distractions, to realize that no amount of external validation could fill the hole you left behind. And you, my beautiful Pisces, needed this time to remember your own unshakable worth, to reconnect with your spiritual power, and to realize that you can survive and even thrive without them. Now that period of incubation is ending, the energetic window is opening wide, and the harvest of all that silent, internal work is finally ready to be gathered. The cosmic scales are balancing. The universe is a mirror, and it is currently reflecting back to them the exact weight of the energy they put out. Their karma is catching up, not as a punishment, but as a profound awakening. And your blessings are aligning, because what was taken from you in the darkness is now being returned to you in the light, transformed and upgraded. I want to speak directly to the part of you that is still terrified of being disappointed again. I see the exhaustion in your eyes. I feel the hesitation in your heart when you think about letting someone in again. You have been through the ringer, and it is completely natural that you feel guarded. But I need you to reframe this entire experience. You are not broken by what happened between you two. You have been broken open. The cracks in your heart are not signs of damage. They are the exact spaces where your new, radiant light is pouring through. You have been upgraded. You have survived the storm of their absence. And in doing so, you have forged a version of yourself that is infinitely stronger, wiser, and more deeply connected to your own divine intuition. They are feeling this shift in your aura from a distance, and it is absolutely intoxicating to them. They are no longer just feeling a passive sense of regret. They are actively, desperately dismantling the walls they built around their own heart. They are doing the internal work, facing their own shadows, and preparing to show up for you in a way they never have before. The pain of losing you has finally, permanently outweighed their fear of commitment. They are ready to fight for you, not with empty words, but with consistent, tangible, undeniable action. As you stand on the precipice of this beautiful, long-awaited reunion, I want you to release the heavy burden of needing to control the outcome. You do not need to script their apology, and you do not need to rehearse your response. Your only job right now is to remain open, grounded, and fiercely protective of your own peace. Trust that your intuition, which has never steered you wrong, will guide your every move. The love you have been longing for is not a fantasy. It is actively making its way back to you, humbled, transformed, and finally ready to meet you at the level of depth and devotion you have always deserved. We have reached the culmination of this reading, but for you, my beautiful Pisces, this is not an ending. This is the sacred beginning of a completely new chapter, one written in the ink of divine timing, self-respect, and profound reciprocal love. The heavy, suffocating fog of uncertainty that has clouded your mind for so long is finally lifting, and in its place, quiet, unshakable certainty is taking root. You have done the hard, invisible work of healing. You have survived the silence. You have navigated the confusion, and you have emerged on the other side not broken, but beautifully, irrevocably transformed. I know there is still tiny, quiet voice in the back of your mind, lingering shadow of past disappointment that whispers, "What if I am wrong? What if they change their mind again? What if this is just another temporary illusion?" Let me silence that voice for you right now, with absolute spiritual authority. You are no longer operating from a place of blind, desperate hope. You are operating from a place of undeniable evidence. The evidence is in the restless flutter of your chest, the vivid clarity of your dreams, the sudden, piercing synchronicities, and the profound shift in your own energy. The universe does not orchestrate this level of specific targeted alignment just to play a trick on you. This is real. This is happening, and you are entirely ready for it when that moment of reconnection finally arrives. And it is arriving sooner than you think. You will not be the frantic, anxious version of yourself from the past. You will not be checking your phone every 3 seconds, analyzing punctuation, or twisting yourself into knots trying to decipher their true intentions. Instead, you will be the grounded, sovereign Pisces who knows their absolute worth. You will read their message, and you will feel deep, calm warmth spread through your chest. You will recognize it for what it is, a long overdue acknowledgement of your value, delivered by someone who has finally learned how to see you clearly. You will respond not from a place of scarcity, but from a place of abundant, quiet power. You will set the pace. You will allow them the space to prove their consistency, knowing deep in your bones that you are no longer willing to settle for anything less than the devotion, transparency, and emotional safety you deserve. You are the prize, Pisces, you always have been. But now you finally believe it, and that belief is the most magnetic force in the universe. They are not just returning to you, they are returning to the elevated, radiant version of you that you have fought so hard to become. Before we part ways in this digital space, I want us to do something sacred together. I want you to physically anchor this beautiful, high vibrational energy into your physical body so that it becomes a permanent part of your aura as you move forward into this August. Wherever you are right now, I invite you to pause. If you are sitting, feel the solid support of the chair beneath you. If you are standing, feel the grounding connection of your feet to the earth. Now, I want you to gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. And as you exhale through your mouth, let go of every single ounce of tension, doubt, and past pain you have been carrying. Let it all melt away now. Bring your right hand up and place it gently, warmly over the center of your chest, right over your heart. Feel the steady, rhythmic beating beneath your palm. That rhythm is the drumbeat of your own resilience. It is the sound of a heart that has been tested, stretched, and healed, and is now fully open to receive the love it has always deserved. As you keep your hand there, I want you to silently repeat this affirmation to yourself, either in your mind or out loud, allowing the words to vibrate through your entire being. I am worthy of a love that is consistent, clear, and deeply devoted. I release the past. I trust my intuition, and I am ready to receive the beautiful return that is mine by divine right. Feel those words settling into your cells. Feel the truth of them wrapping around you like protective, golden light. You are safe, you are guided, and you are exactly where you need to be. The universe is holding you, and the person who is meant to be by your side is already on their way, carrying the weight of their regret and the beautiful intention of making things right. To seal this intention and claim this energy as your own, I want you to take one final powerful action. Go down to the comments section right now and type the word claimed. By typing that single word, you are sending direct signal to the universe that you are open, you are ready, and you are stepping fully into this new reality. Do not underestimate the power of that simple act of declaration. And if this message found you at the exact right moment, if it brought you a sense of peace and clarity that you have been desperately searching for, please subscribe to Trusted Tarot. Join our growing community of awakened souls who are choosing love, light, and divine alignment every single day. Share this video with a fellow Pisces or a friend who needs to hear this exact message, because you never know whose life you might change by simply passing on this light. Take one more deep breath, Pisces. Keep your hand on your heart for just a moment longer. The waiting is over, Your time is now. I will see you in the next reading.